They out of business.
All right,
I'm ready.
go ahead on there. We not gonna do no.
I want to be on air on TV.
Well, that's it. Here we on with the streamers there.
Okay, I don't see myself on TV.
Okay, let me know when you pick that.
I'm ready.
You on? Tell me now.
Good morning. Good morning.
Glad to hear that back and
Hotep, Barigani, Assalamu alaikum. Again, it's another beautiful day. Oh, stinger. No, not stinger.
Hang on.
Air. Right here.
Okay. Enabling one.
Testing,
Enabling one.
testing. I don't see nothing right
Enabling
here.
one.
Oh, Lordy, Miss Claudia. I don't know if I'm going to be able to drive home.
All right.
It's flooding. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. I'm not seeing the meter run. I'm not seeing the meter move. Just go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then, okay. Good morning. Hotep Barigani, assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Another beautiful day today. And even though it is raining, it is storming outside, the weatherman missed his mark on something, because I thought for sure it was supposed to be like light showers, not pouring down rain. But we've got to be able to in order to smell the flowers, we have to be able to enjoy the rain. Rain is necessary. We have a spectacular guest this morning, Dr. Tyrone with the VUB program. VUB stands for Veterans Upward Bound Program. And we're going to go ahead and get right into the VUB program, which Dr. Tyrone, I've been a member. Look, just move his stuff off. Look, I've been a member over 15 years with the VUB, and it has helped me out a lot. As you can tell, I somewhat think before I open up my mouth, and I'm not as vulgar as I used to be back then, and I contribute that to the VUB program with Miss Linda, Miss Megan. They helping us out with these different topics, different subjects, different presentation, and that in itself is ideal. So we're gonna go ahead, and even though we're trying to get on the air right now, we're gonna go ahead and just let's just start with our conversation, Dr. Tyrone. Dr. Tyrone, just tell us a little something about yourself with the VUB.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Tyrone Lewis, and I work with Veterans Overbound. Been there since 2018. And our goal at VUB is we have refresher courses for our veterans, so they be able to, if they want to go back to school or any post-secondary education they aspire to do, because a lot of our veterans, they aspire to increase their knowledge and education, or even, get a promotion on their job. This Saturday, May 31st, we are having our orientation for our summer program. Now, the orientation is going to be at our office at 1306 Johnston Street. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The courses that we're going to have this upcoming summer is science, English, math, Spanish, technology, and a brand new music appreciation course. And the summer program semester starts June 2nd. And we have a lot of services that we offer besides our classes. Oh, before I get to that, our classes are from 5:30 to 9:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Thursday. And if some veterans, if they have issues and can't make the classes in the evening, we make accommodations for them to come to our office during the daytime if it's feasible for them. But what we do at our program, we have a lot of services. Not only that, we have the classes. We try to mentor them, and if where to go for their VA disability if they have those kind of issues, or maybe if they need to speak to somebody or having trouble in everyday life. So we more than just an educational institution. We just try to get together and have fun. We go on culture trips. Like we have an upcoming culture trip going to Houston, see the Astros, and different things that added on to that event. For a 2-day trip. But more importantly, it's more about coming together as a community, a veteran community, so that we can all get together and show love to each other and getting educated at the same time. We also we promote increasing their VA disability number as an asset, because everybody looking for to get that. We don't file anything. We just have suggestions and where to go, because a lot of they don't know where to go for the veteran service office or the VA clinic, or even getting a military ID. Some veterans have issues with that. So we're really excited about our upcoming orientation and summer program, and keep this organization going, because we want to continue to stay on UL campus, which has been on campus 30 plus years. So we're very excited about that.
Yes, indeed. And as a recipient myself, I mean, it's really completely enlightening. You go there, you're meeting military people. So if you want to talk about, when I was in the foxhole, a military person would say, I was in that foxhole too, but a civilian, he probably might not know where a foxhole, which are hunting foxes and stuff. So I think that is so superb, and then it gives the veterans something to actually look forward to, because some of them they're retired, some is trying to retire, and some of them are home, and to come and meet other veterans that's on the same wavelength as you are, that is idea in itself. And I know Miss Linda, Miss Megan, you, I can't think of the others. I mean, y'all put out your best foot forward all the time, and that keeps us going.
Yeah, and that's true, because Miss Linda, she's a Army veteran. I was in the Marine Corps. So we have conversations with our veterans. It's not something that we read, it's something that we live. So because we are veterans, so we understand, the ins and outs of, like, the foxhole, or going to boot camp, or having somebody yell at you and this, that, and the other. But we understand that sometimes you got to move on and keep it pushing. What's our next step? What's the end goal and to be successful? And not to keep pushing our program, but the ultimate goal is to increase our quality of life. And Department of Education feels that education is an opportunity to increase your quality of life, because that way you have a better opportunity to not only support yourself, but your family as well.
Yes, indeed. Yes, that education is awesome. And I mean, half of us are over the age of 50, and we have some young ones, but we over the age of 50. And you got to remember that we got to you got to enroll. You must enroll, and don't forget the telephone number. Don't forget the telephone number. Their telephone number is 337-482-5819. 337-482-5819. And for orientation is Saturday, May the 31st.
May 31st at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
At our office, 1306 Johnston Street. And just come out and see what we have to offer.
Yeah.
And before I forget, the qualifications are eligible veteran for our program. You have to be 180 days active duty service, which is about 6 months. Can I have a dishonorable discharge? I mean, that's given. We are veterans.
Yes.
And 180, disabled discharge is one more.
Okay.
My train of thought. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Honorable discharge veteran. You have to have been in the military for 180 days, and that's just basic training.
Yes.
And you have the opportunity to come to the classes. The classes are Monday through Thursdays, and it start at 5:30.
Yes, 5:30 to 9:30, Monday through Thursday. And our classes are very informative. And what we want to also let them know that the classes are, we have a syllabus, but we try to run our classes around the veteran, because if you dealing with math, and a lot of people have trouble with math, and we're a little older. So it could be, we go from 1 + 1, all the way up to algebra if that's the case. So we try to work our program around every veteran, because every veterans are unique. So we try to work with them. So we don't want them to feel overwhelmed, like I haven't been to school in a long time and they got a math class, and then I'm jumping into something I'm not ready for. So we work with you so that you don't feel like you alienated with something that you're not comfortable with.
Okay. Now, if a veteran already have a college degree, can they still attend VUB Veterans Upward Bound program?
That was it, the 4-year college degree. You can't. That's the third one. Cannot have a 4-year college degree, but they can have an associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree.
2-year degree.
And also, if they do have a 4-year degree, they can come audit our classes, so they can come in and sit in the classes and things of that such. So we do not turn any veteran around. We try to help them as much as possible, because a lot of veterans come to our program, they're retired. So they want to be around other veterans, because we understand other veterans, and so they want to try to get mobile. So we appreciate that as well. So any veteran interested, just come check out our program, and we're willing to talk to you and let them know more about our organization in person.
And trust me, our age range is different. We had like some of the veterans that's in the 80s. I think we even had a veteran almost in his 90s. I don't know. It was close to it. But one of the things he used to say, I got to get away from my grandkids. My grandkids is driving me crazy. He looked forward to coming every Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And Dr. Tyrone, I wanted to find out, did we have any type of cuts dealing with any of our veterans program or our veterans program? I know we y'all give out a stipend, correct?
Right. We still have our $40 stipend that we have. We always try to increase it.
Yes.
It's all depends on the Department of Education. So we always are advocate for an increase, but we only could do what we have. But as for the program, we are steady moving on and pushing forward. So everything is about the same right now. And
let me say this: you talking about veterans, not just veterans that just stay home and just lay back and stuff like that. You got veterans. One of the veterans who went through the program and who helped start the program, he was an honor student. What was his name? He was an honor student. When I say honor student, when he went to college, he graduated with a 4.0 with the Veterans Administration. And then plus we've had like several other veterans that wrote books, or in the process of writing a book, wrote books, and it just feels so homey. Clean environment. You have intelligent teachers. I know my civic teacher, she hurts my head sometimes, because when I leave from there, I got to go back and restudy, because I hadn't been in civics in over 50 years. Yeah, I hadn't been in no civics in 50. I don't even think they had. We had a little something like that, but I just love the way that the teachers, they actually work with you. There's no type of if you don't understand something, all you have to do is just raise up your hand, or she could even look on your face and say, "Okay, you're not getting that one." I'm saying, I said, "No, I'm sure not." Oh,
I'm sorry. I want to kind of make a correction. So the the start of the class instead of June 2nd is actually June 9th. So I want to correct
Okay,
that.
June 9th.
June 9th.
June 9th.
And once again, also, if you're interested in our program, please call 337-482-5819. That'll be the secretary of the office number. And if someone doesn't pick up, you can leave a message. And we're definitely willing to help. And become a friendship, fellowship, a group of people just coming together and have a common bond of increasing their quality of life, their education, and friendship with other veterans in the Acadiana area.
Yes, yes, yes. And
Question for you guys. I don't have a mic, but
well-
just ask the question. Is there any concern that some of the funding, where we get the funding, will be cut with this new administration that indicated that they want to cut some programs, and should you guys worry about?
yeah, I'll repeat the question.
Okay.
What it was? Is there any concern about the new administration cutting funding? Well, that's with all administration.
We're Department of Education in general, and we're a grant-funded program under the Department of Education, so we all concerned about funding. So, but as of yet, there's nothing written in stone that something is going to happen. We just pushing forward to keep that what we're doing going today is going to happen tomorrow. They haven't said anything about end date or anything like that. Our goal is to keep our veterans motivated, happy, resilient, and persistent in increasing their knowledge and education and quality of life. So as for
long as the funding is there to
we pushing forward. So
Yeah, I understand.
we worried about the administration, but we trying to keep doing what we doing.
Great. Go ahead, Sister Khadija.
Yes, and since the Department of Education is trying to cut down trying to cut down cultural program, how would that affect the Veterans Upward Bound program, with them cutting down cultural programs that we know is necessary?
Well, now when you say cultural, that's a little different from us
Okay.
because
Okay.
we're kind of like an organization on its own because we are veterans.
Veterans.
Now, when you're talking about like something like DI or something like that, that's a label that they're working on, trying
Okay.
to put stipulations on. But as for us as veterans of around, we're not in that limelight of a cultural significance that they want to interact with. We just under the Department of Education.
Okay. And so that's where the federal funding comes from. Yeah. And that's to serve everybody, all the veterans. But they look at veterans in a colorblind lens. Okay, great.
Yes. They look at veteran, and then what's so good about it? When you had like certain movies that have come out, like remember the 666, 6666. It highlighted what Black veterans went through. It highlighted so much positivity.
Yeah. So what we could do is, with all the things going on, positive, and some negative, but we just got to focus on what we can do to make our life better. If you think about all the negative, then you'll never see the positive. So we want to keep pushing forward, looking forward, and see what's the positive in today. If it's something negative, you put it behind you, keep it moving. Our ultimate goal is, as a community, veterans or anybody in higher education, is what can we do to make a better place for ourselves and our family. So if you continuously think about what could possibly happen, then you never think about the positivity that's capable of happening. So you kind of keep that negativity behind you and push forward. And the motivational part is, it's so many veterans that we have that have been struggling for many years, and some of them find out they're displaced. So we try to get them to come in and talk to us that way, so we understand that, even if you feel like you're displaced, you can still contact us. We can help you out, because there's always a place, and we always a place for you. We always transfer information. That way, if another veteran has a business or office or job, we transfer the information to them so they understand that, hey, we network. We do a lot of networking. So we try to pass the word. So everybody,
like
Gates, so to get information from our veterans. We try to pass along all
Oh, yeah.
especially jobs.
Oh, yes, y'all will pass on information.
Khadijah, I just want to add that those who listening at home or listening at us online, AOC just texted me William, the program director that AOC had catastrophic lightning strike on the transformer, but they should, once the power come on, we should be back streaming on cable TV.
Oh, okay. I thought AOC was top of the notch.
Well, no, they had a lightning strike, unforeseen situation with lightning.
Lightning.
Didn't you just say lightning was coming down over here at the station?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, when you walked into the door.
So
Proceed, sister.
Now I done lost my frame of thought. So the Department of Ed, they're involved with Veterans Upward Bound also. If something happened to Veterans Upward Bound program, will the veterans still able to continue their education?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. We haven't got to that point yet. We just know that we're under the Department of Education because we're a grant funded program. So it's bigger than just saying because we do have lobbyists that goes down there and talk about the need and the success of these programs, especially the Veterans Up Around program. So is to be effective, it can be, yes. But at this point, nothing has been changed. So we're moving forward.
Yep, we're moving forward. And I've been at some of these meetings, and with the different representatives, and one of the questions I asked, they quick to say, well, we want to thank the veterans for this. Well, if you want to thank the veterans that much, you keep the veterans program going. You give the veterans a bigger stipend, or you just show more appreciation, because it is true that the country would not be what it is today had it not been for veterans that gave their lives, came back missing limbs, came back with PTSD. I remember this one guy, we used to work together, and he was, when I say PTSD, and I understood. Jay, is the air conditioner on? I understood. He was a baker, and there were times he would come and he would just do his duty so quick, and then there was times when he couldn't do his duty. So I automatically knew, he's suffering from PTSD, and come to find out, that's what he was suffering from. He also had been overseas. He wound up having issues with Agent Orange and everything. And it was good that, it was good that they decided to acknowledge Agent Orange, which was real good. But it was a little too late for him. But we've come a long ways. At one time, you couldn't catch me with my red, white, and blue, and ever since I've been going to the Veterans Upward Bound program, I got my red, white, and blue, my little sticker and everything, just to show that we are here. We serve how many parishes?
8 parishes.
Okay, we serve 8 parishes, and people, they take that seriously. Mm-hmm. You got some people that was coming from a good distance and everything. They want to be there. They enjoy being there. And I say that all the staff members with the VUB program, all y'all need to be getting some type of raise big time, because y'all been doing this, and y'all keep it going. I wouldn't miss it for nothing.
Yeah, we're very excited about, definitely for myself, I know that a lot of people that come to the program, it becomes a friendship. You get to see them alive. We've been seeing them for years since I've been there. Some of our veterans been there before I even came there, and they're still there. And And they help us get the word out about our program. Because as much as if I go here, I go there. I mean, that's just me going to these places. But our veterans, they typically go a lot more places than I do. So that's a marketing pitch for us to let everybody know. It's not a sales pitch. We tell them like the success of our program, and we benefit from it by the amount of people who get in, and we try to keep them. And it's not like an in and out process. We want to keep you in, get going, get your friend and family member in the program, and let them know that, hey, this is a program you could benefit from, and it's not a sales pitch. It's not a commission-based organization. We're just here to help. And the happiness that we get from it is seeing these veterans get educated, get information on their disability, or they have mental health issues, where to go to get these services. And it's just a plus all the way around. And we just motivated to get this job done and just get the word out of veteran what Brown is, and make it a household name.
Yes. And don't forget the Lamya. I mean, periodically for these different holidays or whatever, Miss Linda, Miss Megan, all y'all staff, y'all are going to try to get us like a turkey basket. They have a ham basket. I mean, it's just all I can do is just say, if you're an honorable discharge veteran, you're looking for secondary education, you want to be around your colleagues, some of your comrades, those that have had basic training with you. Come out on June 9th. Come out on that's when, from 9 until 1.
No, the orientation is the 31st, but the summer semester starts June 9th.
Summer semester starts June 9th. And that class is science, English, math, Spanish, technology, music appreciation. Ooh, Lord, Claudia. They have I love English. I love science. I know I love music appreciation. I know I need to be involved with technology. I know I need to learn that. I mean, it's just an array of good topics, good subjects that we can take.
Yes, ma'am. You're definitely right. And one thing I always, veterans and the technologies are computer course, and one thing I say to anybody's in our computer course or the technology, what we call it. If you're familiar with what's going on the computer, most of them have smartphones. You can transition that information from your computer to your phone. You have a computer in your pocket. So that's kind of how I present it to them, because it's the same information, same apps and everything.
Okay, well, we want to thank you so much, Mr. Tyrone, Dr. Tyrone. We want to thank Miss Linda, Miss Meg, and all your staff, and I think we need to send this program out so that people know how dedicated y'all are, how serious y'all are, and I enjoy it to the fullest. You want to leave the number again?
Our contact number is 337-482-5819. Please call and leave a message. If no one picks up, but somebody should pick up.
Yes, indeed. And thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right.
The Open Line Radio Show is supported in part by Finders Keepers, the place with your residential hardware needs, small engines, outdoor power equipment, bathroom accessories, electronics, lighting, plumbing, and everything in between. Located in the Southern Development Office Building, at 1006 Surrey Street, Lafayette. Telephone 337-780-8149. That's Finders Keepers.
The Open Line Radio Show is also powered by Ice Diamonds and Treats, LLC, with frozen treats, snow cones, inflatables, play units, and event needs. Now serving the South Louisiana region. Telephone 225-276-0786. That's 225-276-0786. That's Ice Diamonds and Treats, LLC.
I'm $1 million baby. Don't ask me. Oh, hell no. You rip my city, so hell no.
You are now tuned into my man, Brother Jay, and our conscious sister, bringing the people the knowledge on the Open Line Radio Show on 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana. 88.3 FM.
The Open Line Radio Show. You can call us at 337-534-0036. That's 337-534-0036. For talk and information on Louisiana Superstation, KIEE 88.3 FM.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, welcome to the Open Line Radio Show this morning.
My brother Jay set up the equipment.
Wow, brother G, we still got some
Yeah, we had some bad weather out there.
things we getting set up. We had some bad weather out there. You know, we're trying to get everything set up. Make sure we stay on air, or make sure we stay in a groove. But I want to say good morning to all you watching out there, listening.
Hey, you come in right here. You come right here without.
Watching out there, listening out there. There's a few major topics we want to talk about this morning. We're gonna bring some information,
Get my man on the
education, and we're gonna switch seats here.
Yeah. Okay, Brother Keith. I gotta bring the computer over one notch down where we could work it out. We're gonna work it out, people. I'll move the mixer over, people. And we be rolling in a minute. Let's see, this is too tight. Okay. You got your mic up? You got check. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. Testing, 1, 2,
Check 1, 2, check. Okay, there we go.
Here. Hey, let me get my mic. You want to read this? I'm going to switch the camera to you.
Yeah.
While I get my man on the line.
Okay.
I don't know why the focus is on.
There we go. Now we better. Okay. Needless deceptive. Louisiana. I gotta move over.
Yeah. Wait. You got caught up in the antenna. Yeah. You all right? This is the first open line radio show we had it all screwed up.
Yeah, first one. But needless diverse. Louisiana advanced anti-DEI policy despite Black Caucus pushback. The Louisiana House of Representatives approved a bill Monday that would ban diversity, equity, and inclusion practices across the state and state government, and prohibit state university and colleges from requiring certain race and gender-based curriculum for undergraduate students. House Bill 685, brought to you by Rep. Emily Chenevette, or of Baton Rouge, which she's a Republican, advanced from the House on a 57-32 vote, narrowly narrowly clearing the 53 vote threshold for passage. 16 members, including several moderate Democrats and Republicans, were absent from the vote. In an unusual move, every Democratic lawmaker present stood together in solidarity behind the House floor lectern, while nearly every black lawmaker took turns making speeches against the bill. To me, this is an anti-black bill, Rep. Edmund Jordan of Baton Rouge said. It's not just divisive, it's offensive. This is the most racial, oppressive piece of legislation that I think I've seen, Rep. Candace Neal of New Orleans said. Republican Rep. Beth Billings of Denham Stream, Vincent Cox of Gretna, and Jeff Wiley of Maurepas joined Democrats in opposing the bill. It was needlessly divisive. Billings said in an interview when asked why she opposed the bill. In tearful comments after the speeches, Chenevette said her bill is not racist. This is not divisive. Chenevette said this is protecting every Louisianian that is about equality for all. Chenevette's bill had been dramatically rewritten from her own original legislation, which only banned DEI practices in state government.
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
As is the bill would prohibit required classes that cover any of the following subjects: critical race theory, white fragility or white guilt, systemic racism, institutional racism or anti-racism, systemic bias or implicit bias, intersectionality, gender identity, allyship, race-based or reparations, race-based privileges. Amendments added to the bill on the House floor would allow many of the subjects to be taught if it is included as the discretion of the faculty member.
Brother Keith, I'm going to slow you down right now. We have on the line State Representative Ed Lapidan from Representative Alexander Pineville area. Great brother. Followed him. Followed a lot of things they've been doing out there in the Alexander area. Especially shout out to Sister Salita McCall for hooking us up. And again, I want to talk about what you and I have talked about in past shows. Brother Robert Senegal on his show. Elected representatives doing their job. And I know right now you have a super majority right there in legislative body in Baton Rouge, but you still got to fight. You still got to fight. Welcome, State Representative Lapidan.
Good morning, State Rep. Lapidan.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, let's see. We turn up the volume. We've been having some gremlins in the line. Brother Lapidan, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, go ahead, keep talking. We're going to get him back on the line. Brother Lapidan, can you hear me?
We gonna
Okay, let's see.
Okay,
try it again. Can you hear me? I'm not picking you up. I should be picking you up. Wait, keep talking.
Let me read another piece. Amendments added to the bill on the House floor would allow any of the subjects to be taught if it's included at the discretion of the faculty member. It's not prohibited by the institution as a program requirement and is part of a broad pedagogical objective. Opponents of the bill said everything with the amendments, the legislation could have a chilling effect on faculty and academics. Freedom and freedom of speech. The bill also makes an exception for major, minors, and certificates that are specifically related to race or gender studies. The Louisiana chapter of the American Association of University Professors sent a letter to lawmakers Monday asking them to oppose the bill. This legislation will stifle the marketplace of ideas and influence our students, forcing faculties to avoid concepts the legislature dislikes and presenting only those that have gained their favor. The letter reads, "This is antithetical to freedom in a democratic society and hurts our students as they transition into fully enfranchised citizens." The Southern University Foundation, which is affiliated with the Louisiana's largest historical black university, also opposes the bill. Chernovet's bill will next be discussed in a Senate committee. So, as we get ready for the state, bro.
Good morning. We finally got Brother Labadan on the line, and I apologize. We are even apologizing to our audience. We got so many gremlins in the line this morning, my brother. So you know what you guys are doing is righteous, because we got people trying to stop us everywhere. Welcome, State Representative Labadan.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah, good brother. Now, they got so many things that we have to unpack here, but what led for your delegation to stand up and at least confront the supermajority in Baton Rouge on the DEI? Give us some background on that.
This is what's happening. That was HB 5421 by Representative Chenevert, a female from the Baton Rouge area. She filed a DEI bill. As you all are aware of, you see all the confusion in Washington. And this is one of the things that Governor Landis, this is one of his landmark bills. He wants this, and it's more divisive. It serves no purpose, but what it does is pits one group against another group. But this bill it dealt with state agencies. It's eliminating diversity, equity, inclusion programs, like Department of Education, Department of Agriculture. We have DEI programs to assist, especially in the agriculture, our farmers with financing, with teaching techniques, with farming, helping them grow their business. These are programs that work, especially in rural areas, because our farmers are the background of our economy, and then we have a lot of African American farmers in this our state. So these are programs that assist us. We got programs in schools, we got scholarships, we got a lot of things that assist, and we want to encourage our young kids to stay in school. But when you're DEI program, then you're taking opportunities away. So this was a big issue. Most of the members talked about it. We discussed it. We had a lot going on, and we're going to fight these programs. We want to work with the governor, but when the governor has a divisive game plan and program, we have to say something, and we have to protect our communities.
Yes. We have as a co-host Brother Keith Falk. He was reading an article in the Louisiana Illuminator, which is a great source for progressive information. The local media and the media at large haven't been covering the story. Now, the thing is this. Where would we go from here if those programs really are cut? What would be greatly affected first?
First of all, it's going to affect our universities and colleges. In your area, you have UL system.
Right.
You have quite a bit of African American students. They depend on grants. They depend on scholarships. Those scholarships that are based for African Americans, that is meant to help those young people stay in school. If we're going to attack poverty, it has to be through education. Minimum wage is $7.25. This young generation can't live off minimum wage. it'll affect our school program, it'll affect jobs, it'll affect health care. When you start dividing folks and you start putting this DEI component, then you start finding ways not to hire people. Understand the reason the DEI programs were created because racism was so rampant years ago, people had no opportunities. Once you create these opportunities and you open up doors for inclusion, then all of a sudden now you want to close it. You have to understand, when you look at Louisiana, you've got 4.6 million people in Louisiana, 1.6 million African Americans. When you pass programs and issues like that, then you're ignoring a third of the population. When Jeff Andrews said that he wanted to come in and represent everybody, this is not what he's trying to do. This is dividing folks. And at the end of the day, we're having a problem because a lot of our young folks are going to Texas and Georgia and other progressive states. If we don't have a mechanism for them to stay and create opportunities, then they're going to leave. But these DEI programs are too divisive. They're not good because we're losing population. And our young folks are leaving the state of Louisiana.
Yes, and Brother King, you have a question?
Good morning to you,
Good morning.
State Rep. Now, what's the difference between the states? What's the difference between the governor's DEI cuts and the national cuts?
It's the same because what it does is based on race. And what the governor along with the president is doing is that they're trying to take all these programs away and they're putting folks on an equal plane. The problem is that once you do that, you're taking opportunities for African Americans. For example, the biggest problem that we have with the DEI program, we have a Department of Agriculture here in the state of Louisiana. In Louisiana, we're blessed. We have tons of rice, sugar, soybeans, and we ship all these products all over the world. Because we have such a large amount of small black farmers, they have programs to assist them. If these DEI programs go into effect, then that help that we give to these farmers will go away. Understand, these black farmers are competing with these white farmers that have a whole lot of land, a whole lot of capital. We need these programs so our black farmers can participate and enjoy what they do and make a profit, take care of their families. Also, on the educational front, you know, you've got a great university like UL. You've got 17 to 19,000 students, and then you've got quite a few African-American students. If these DEI programs come into effect, then you're going to take these African-American scholarships, and then you're not going to have kids in higher ed. And if these kids want to grow up and have a decent life, they've got to get a quality education. So when you remove these opportunities, then you're creating a whole different world where young people won't be able to thrive and survive. And you don't want a generation of poverty. When you're talking about putting young people in school, you're talking about early childhood, we're trying to create opportunities, and we're trying to create an educated workforce so they can take care of themselves.
Correct. And I'm glad you mentioned that, State Rep. It's not a lot of people think when you mention DEI cuts, it's about citizen who don't follow government, who don't follow the laws, think it's about the immigrants or immigration, but it's more than that. It's more than just about immigrants or immigration, correct?
Yes. You're talking about women, you're talking about veterans, you're talking about African American, you're talking about disabled. When you look at DEI, it's about race. You're changing a status of people and you're taking protections away from them. When you look at Jim Crow, when you look at systematic racism, those were things that were dealt with us for years. You look at the bombing in Birmingham with those 4 little girls. You look at Jim Crow. You look at slavery. You look at all of these things that we've had to deal with. We had to put programs in effect so we could equal the playing field or give people an opportunity. Now, is the playing field equal now? No. But if you don't have programs, then our community, along with these other folks, get further and further behind. And when you get so far behind, you don't catch up. So when you look at DEI, most of the people that benefited from DEI are white women. This is a white woman who filed this bill. This is something that Jeff Landry wanted. This is his landmark legislation. The same stuff that you see in D.C. is being brought to Baton Rouge. Well, when you've got a state with as much poverty as Louisiana, we don't have time to fight each other and be divisive. We've got to work together, solve problems. But you've got women, you've got veterans, you've got African Americans, you've got disabled. Those are the groups that are affected by these DEI programs.
So, just to reiterate, it's not about the Venezuelans. It's not about just the Mexicans. It's not about just the Nigerians. It's not about just the different cultures or different people that travels here to the United States to live. It's about citizens that are U.S. citizens from birth, not having that's disabled, the women, the African American, so they call it the African American culture,
Right.
Those different races, the black race,
Let me segue, Keith, into, I know he might have limited time to be on the line. It's so great to have him on. A lot of our local officials have ducked us, but that's okay. That's okay. We got Mr. Labadan just as good. One of the things I'm concerned about, Brother Labadan, is the complacency with our people not understanding how deep these things are. And what I think you guys made a concerted effort as the Black Caucus and, groups that really care about us, our condition. Will there be some kind of education, ongoing education, to let our people know, at least voter education, because that's the only way we could change things, I guess, sometimes is to go out and vote the right people in or to put pressure politically and on the local level. Because I say the fight to not let the national issues filter down the local Louisiana. The fight is on the local level. You have to find out who a person is connected to, where they stand when you vote for them.
Exactly. You're correct. What happens is that when we did not vote in last governor's elections, that's what we have. We have Governor Landry who wants to bring that Washington, D.C. agenda. The biggest problem is there's a large amount of African-American people in Louisiana. When you look at southern states like Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, there's a large percentage. In Louisiana, you got 34 to 35% African American. But we didn't vote. If we don't vote, these are the consequences. So, as a member of the Black Caucus, I will be going back to Alexandria probably today or tonight or tomorrow. I've got some radio interviews. I've got some other stuff on Facebook. So I'll be doing social media. Most of the Black Caucus members will be doing interviews. We'll be back in our community talking to folks. We've received a bunch of phone calls, a lot of emails, text messages. We have to vote. We have to tell people that it's serious. We need these programs so we can open up opportunities and make sure our young folks have a better future. Just like myself, I'm a state legislator in Louisiana. But I stand on the shoulders of many men and women who fought for me to be here. I didn't get here by myself. I didn't do all this by myself. I had help. I had folks who opened doors, paved the way so I could be in this position.
And Rep. Level,
as the Black Caucus, we're going to continue to fight. We're going to get the word out. Because you have a governor who wants to divide the state and attack certain groups. How are young people want to stay here? Because most of my area, they're going to Texas, Georgia, and the rest of the states. Right. You talk about bringing jobs to this state. What happens when you have one workforce and nobody wants to live here? Who's going to go get these jobs? So we're doing our best as the Black Caucus to get the word out. Is that we don't want these DEI programs. All this legislation does is divide our community. These programs work, they're successful. Let's keep play and let's incorporate and give more people opportunities and let's work together to solve the problem.
And we have to educate our people on the word salad they play. the use of words, weaponize the words against us, words I embrace as a young brother. Wokeness. I'm awakening to racism, or using those words to turn it on its head and get people, even our own community against words like that. They have been using these tactics on us to be falling from, because if I'm saying you commit racism against me, you turn it on its head and say I'm being racist because I'm accusing you of racism. We have to educate our young people, and that's what they don't want. The plantation.
Correct.
They don't tell the history of that plantation, and that's why we have these reactions like this, and when people find out what it is.
And that's and
understand, we don't have time to be dealing with foolishness and just a waste of time. Let me tell you what the real issue is. The real issue is that you've got President Trump and his Republican friends trying to cut $900 billion from health care.
Right.
Medicaid. That's the challenge. When you look at $900 billion, hospitals, nursing homes, poor children, they won't have access to health care. That's the real issue. They'll try to put these other little circles away.
Right.
But you got to deal with what's going on. If that money gets cut, you all have wards, you have Lafayette General, those are big aggressive hospitals. Also, you have rural hospitals that are in the neighborhoods, rural areas like less than 50, 60 beds. If we've been blessed, because in Louisiana we've not lost a small hospital, but if these cuts occur, it's a good possibility that we're going to lose a rural hospital.
Yes.
And they're not talking about that.
Yes.
So when you look at everything, don't get caught up in this foolishness. You got to be worried about the big picture.
and
You got to look at SNAP benefits, you got health care, you got to look at rural hospitals, Medicaid, all the other issues that they're talking about. But you got to listen to me and listen to your radio shows, and don't be swayed by just foolishness. Look at what's going on, ask questions, be involved, because it's a whole different thing. You've got some people who want to go back to the point. We don't want to go back. We want to move our state forward. And we have to do it together, not with divisive legislation.
It seems like Louisiana is always playing catch up when it comes to the metrics of what Louisiana is performing. Go ahead,
and stay Rep Laverdale. I want to make this comment. I want to make a comment. Then I have a question after that. And that's the thing. What you talk. What you saying is what they do is they throw sub in the limelight to make us forget about what they doing, or turn to direct our attention elsewhere, like these festivals, these parties, these crawfish balls, the daily trial. Now the daily trial is front and center on all major news platforms. That's to turn our focus away from the $900 billion in cuts they're about to do to the healthcare system. My thing is, I know on what it was yesterday, or I know that bill passed out the House and is headed to the Louisiana Senate. If this bill passed the Senate, do y'all have plan on coming up with another bill that would kind of a segue from some of the cuts they trying to make, or another bill to revise that one?
You're talking about the
Louisiana State's bill, House Bill. What is it?
Yeah, it's House Bill 421, but then a substitution became 685. So the game plan is that once it was filed as House Bill, we call it HB 421 because it started on the House. Then it became a substitute bill, and then it changed to 685 because it changed the structure. So what you had a group of, I'm going to file this bill, but I'm going to change the number and see if I can get it through. But we have to see and monitor what goes on. But no, I'm going to work closely with my good friend Senator Boudreaux from your area. We've got Black Caucus members in the Senate. We're going to do our best to inform the people and to protest. And we're hoping that it will not be heard because it's too divisive. the same thing that we do on the outside, and it will do. And we also want the public to come in and chime in, send letters, call legislators. We don't need to tax these programs. They don't benefit. They divide our community. We need you all calling legislators. Don't vote for this bill because it hurts our community. DEI programs open up opportunities. If this bill passes, it's going to hurt our universities. It's going to hurt our agencies. We have a problem with young people working. When these bills, if this bill passes, we're going to have more outward migration. Young folks are going to leave Indiana. They're going to more prosperous areas. So these bills, nothing more but divisive, and they hurt our work. So we're going to fight in the Senate, work with Boudreaux, all our senators. We're going to have a game plan to attack it because it's not good. All it does is perpetuate foolishness, it's a waste of time. And our ultimate goal is that we have to fight for health care. Right. We got that $900 billion. That's hospitals, that's nursing homes, that's poor, that's disabled, that's our children. We have to understand that's the big goal. We don't need to get caught up in DEI. Right. We got to keep our eye on the other people. Because if we get caught up in DEI, you're going to lose health care for a whole bunch of children. Right now, there's 1.6 billion people in Louisiana on Medicaid. These people need health care, need Medicaid. So we're going to keep our bunch of issues.
And lastly, I know you're a busy person. Lastly, I'm curious because I know a lot of people that work in the home health industry. The one we provide caretakers and family members. How much of that will affect those businesses and those operations for our elderly and our disabled in the community?
They're going to hurt really bad because what happens in the Medicaid world, we get money from D.C. If they cut our money, then that money comes to Louisiana, we have to cut everybody else's money. Right. So when you look about those city companies, those Medicaid companies, those hospitals, you look at all the activity at Lords moved out on another town, but they constantly creating a cancer center, this center, women's center. When that money starts shut down, then they can't afford those programs, those employees. And when you look at Lafayette General, Ocean is a big hospital, but if Ocean starts getting less resources, that means that they're going to have less employees and less services for the people. So everybody in that healthcare will be affected because we have so much poverty in Louisiana. We get so much percentage of federal money because we have a large percentage of poverty. And when you have a state like Louisiana, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, those incidents really affect our health care because so many people depend on it. A lot of folks are not blessed to have Blue Cross Blue Shield. And if you don't have access to insurance, then Medicaid is what you need. And if you don't have that, then you're not going to have access to health care, and you don't have a sick population. And nobody's going to come to the state and bring business if everybody's unhealthy and not able to prosper in the work.
Yes. And any closing comments? Like I said, we wanted you on, so we want to keep you away from you. What you're doing. Any closing comment you want to make to the Lafayette, South Louisiana, Lafayette area?
We're going to fight these programs because their advice is not good. This governor thinks that this helps people, but he doesn't. We shouldn't be fighting each other on divisive programs. We should be working together. We've got problems like improving roads and bridges, education. We've lost over 1,400 teachers in Texas the last 2 or 3 years. We got to deal with the health care crisis. We got to deal with property taxes. We got to deal with homeowners insurance and car insurance. We have so many vital issues. And then the major issue we have, we've got outward migration. Young folks are finishing school and leaving because we're not creating opportunities for them. We've got more than enough things to keep us busy. We don't need to spend time on devices. This is not making Louisiana great. It's not making this country great. It's divided and it's not good and we stop it. Let's work together as a community. Let's build our community. Let's keep our kids in school. Let's deal with
I want to thank you so much, Brother Keith and I, for coming on and giving us valuable time, brother. And I really, like I say, I really appreciate you guys standing up on that issue on principle. And we hope to see more about local elected officials, state officials, and national officials doing the same thing.
And hoping that they come on to give.
They'll come on. Brother Lafayette, Representative Lafayette comes on. They can come on too.
Give that give.
It's just so big, right?
Yes.
We've got meetings, but these are just going to do another interview later on. So it's a lot going on. So just reach out to them and they can pick them in and schedule. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of bad deals fighting.
Yes.
You just hear about DI, but we've got bad deals all over tax snap benefits, tax poor people. Now we want to deal with, not allow teachers to unionize, tax work, taking this away. It's a whole legislation. So it's just not just one issue. We fight for laws and bad bills. And this is what Governor Landry wants to do what they do. He wants devices. He wants people to fight against this group and that group. But we're Louisiana family. We have to work together to solve problems. We can't be divisive.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Stay in contact. Thank you. There you go, people. You just heard from State Representative Ed Lafayette, represents the Alexander, Pineville area. Shout out to Sister Lee McCall, hooking us up, like always. Brother Keith, I want you, I told him we doing in all fairness to him, interview.
Correct.
We have a lot of issues going on. I know at EOC Community Media, William, the program director, told us that we had some catastrophic light hit here, so that should bring the system down as far as us being on TV. We might not be back, but we still might be rolling. And again, KIE88.3FM.com, KIEFM.com, 88.3. Go to again, download the app. You still can listen. We might not be on terrestrial radio, but we should be back soon. Shout out to John Freeman and Mr. Charles for making this program available for the community.
Also, got to send a shout out to Finders Keepers.
Yeah, Brother Shaheed. Yeah, Brother Shaheed.
Finders Keepers. But back to the topic you was talking about, and you heard it from a state rep yourself. The things that's going on, the things that we've been saying, we've been talking about the Tuesday shows, the open line. It's bigger than just DEI. It's bigger than just immigration. It's a bigger policy. They use those terms as cover-ups to get their racist plans out or to distract.
Well, if you look at the article
from their racism,
the article that you have from the Louisiana Illuminator, if you want to read some good progressive, balanced, and fair and truthful news, go to Louisiana Illuminator. If you read the headlines on there, they said it's about race, the Black Caucus, and it's great to see. I guess we've seen all our local. A delegation from over here, they were there, all of them, even the one you mentioned to me, he was there. I seen the blow up picture. So that means something. But you know what? I'm saying it's too little, too late, people. We have to get our elected officials to do things, be proactive. They got to quit playing niceties. I listen to Carl Nelson, right? Carl Nelson get diverse callers from all over the United States on WOL AM. That's a Kathy Hughes station. That's a flagship station, the sister that owns Radio 1. I've been listening to Carl for the last 25 years. I get some of my talking points, some of my guests from Carl. Every caller was saying that the Democrats, that people tie their political hopes on, and I'm a registered independent, the Democrats need to be tougher. They need to stop. They need to do the same thing they are. In other words, still be honest, but speak in the same terms that these MAGA people. They're not even Republican. They're MAGA, and they are flaunting racism in our face,
and doing it, and don't care. And then we got a congressman from this area, a congressman who represents the district that we live in, representing Lafayette, Shreveport. If you go back and look at some House hearings, you'll see where the congressman says, hey, y'all need to stop talking about this Dr. King thing. Y'all need to stop talking about this. What about the oppression we served that congressman?
You got some factual things that happen.
So
the plantation call,
fine.
right? I want to know how you feel like they call it area 337-534-0036. And I'm not speaking in terms of wrong versus, I mean, it's wrong to celebrate something burning down, but the history. People were celebrating that history being done away with the negative stuff, the negative vibe, the negative energy out of that plantation. We got plantations all over the place. I actually put up the plantation right in my hometown, the Shadows on the Catch. I remember as a young student, I sat up with a schooling library. They brought us there, and I used to think this stuff is a foreboding negative place. Why would I want to go there to tour it unless I'm trying to teach a history of what was done wrongly to the enslaved people? So when you see people celebrating the burning, it burned, Highway 5, and you see people celebrating, putting a meme, kind of around, saying some crazy stuff. When somebody was singing the Ohio Players, fire. Say it slow, hold on. I mean, people were doing stuff like that. The whole black community was doing stuff like that. So that tells you that they understand that history was the stuff that drove them to do it.
Correct.
But they had Channel 2 did an interview with I think the director, right? The Channel 2 did hold on, Channel 2 did the interview with the director. The director said, "We know this thing is about to preserve history." Okay. You preserve history, but you got a tour guy. But you're doing away. You got supporters. You're supporting people who want to do away with the real history of slavery and lynching. But you want to preserve the house that
and actually use it for somebody to get married in
and get money. Caller, welcome.
Good morning, caller.
We had a catastrophic light here at AOC community meeting.
I'm so glad that things are coming back together. But
Okay.
You know, right now, if you're not familiar, there is a meeting taking place today in what's called America's House. America's House is the people's house. That White House belongs to the citizens of the United States of America. And the function is supposed to be the functioning of the people of the United States of America. Today there's a meeting taking place with some South Africans. And you're not familiar with that meeting. They're bringing South African brothers here to discuss some things, such as, for example, why are y'all taking the former property as government of South Africa, which is predominantly African-American government? Why are y'all taking Christian properties out here and etc.? That's what the president. That's what the president is complaining about that. So they've come for a meeting. He probably called them in to come for a meeting and discuss and talk. Well, let's keep our ears open, eyes open about this meeting and what's going to be the outcome of this meeting. With all due respect, what I'm seeing here is something that, boy, our brothers from South Africa might want to be careful, because to negotiate any of their earnings that they've earned over all these years and the years that they've put in to be where they are in leadership out there, need to be careful, because that Musk guy is from that territory too, and he's crying and complaining, and then he's taking some aids from them, and then they wonder why we have poverty going on in some places now that never had it, is because of
such a thing as what they did, took that money from USAID, and if y'all don't know, guys, and this is public, they are calling up our troops. Our troops are reporting to Fort Polk, Louisiana, and barracks all over the United States, and they're shipping them out to Africa. And right now, we could all ask, why are we doing that? What's going on? Let's look into that. I've already did.
Okay.
I'm not going to share it with y'all because I want everybody to look into themselves.
Right.
Go find out why our troops are being rounded up, called up, and they're reporting to Fort Polk. They're reporting to other ones all over the United States, and then they're flying them out and shipping them out. And they're heading to Africa.
All right.
That's the reason why they're going there, guys. Y'all need to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go take a look at why our
Coach.
brothers and sisters of all races and creeds, our soldiers, they are our children and our brothers and sisters of all races. They are rounding them up, and some of them have already arrived.
Right.
So, brother, there is something cooking on the pot.
Right.
And all I'm going to say is let's all get involved. I know what it's about, but I'm not going to say it because I want us all to go and be so serious about what you're going to learn is that you're going to go do it for yourself. Because you see, I like to say this, I'm going to close with this. When a minister tells me about a word of God, and I enjoy the word, I say that's the word. You know why? Because I read it myself already. And if I have it, I'll let that minister at the church. Pastor, that's the question. That's what you
Okay, cool. We want to have time to respond. Yes. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. We gonna go check it out, Coach.
Yes.
But
Go ahead.
what Coach is talking about? Cause I've been kind of following it, but I hadn't been following it lately because I've been on this stuff was going on here in the United States. What Coach is talking about is some South Africans, white South Africans, Afrikaners. They don't want to live next to the black South Africans. So President Trump is making way or making room for them to migrate here.
And like State Representative Labadan said, that's some what you call cannon fodder, meaning some distraction.
This is
what the Project 2025 team, and I call them a team because they're all running amok right now. They're running the ball straight up the middle with no disregard, without no helmet, in a sense. And what they want to do is throw out everything they could do, like you said. Do everything they could do and see how far it goes. But you know what? That's going to backfire. It will self-implode like everything else that evil people do. First of all, you could cut any description of what Trump and his people, because remember, Trump is only strong as the lower rung of the ladder who supports him, whether it's Jeff Landry or maybe the Mayor Blanco over here. He's only strong as the people who support him. And at the end of the day, that's not going to last. That stuff not going to last because it's self-implode. But people have to just be aware of what they're dealing with, what's coming, be able to speak out. Because he's normalizing things in the media where he got CBS afraid, ABC apologizing. So he might say something crazy. And they're going to normalize that and report that.
And I'm going to say this, Brother G. This is what we need to do. We need to do a limited test. We need to put our people. We need this is what we need to do. The candidates that ran in our communities, we need to put them to a test. We need to see where they stand. Do they stand? Where did be the mayor president? Where did be the rep? Where did be the U.S. rep? We need to put
those programs like State Representative Labadan said are very important at the top of the ladder that we should worry about. Yeah, we need to put them to a litmus test because you know what you're going to answer you're going to get from our local officials. Brother Jay, there's a supermajority plus that I'm working personally with that person to help my constituents, which is some fake news. Because if that important stuff about cutting funding for the home health programs, cutting funding for SMILE, Community Action Agency, all the St. Mary one, if that's coming down the pike, well, how can you tell me you're working with that particular representative when that broad umbrella of things harming everything is the more important thing? So if the local Republican leadership in Lafayette supports the MAGA crowd, Jeff Landry, and Jeff Landry supports the Trump crowd and co-sign everything, well, those people are not your friend. They're working against your community.
I'm gonna say this, Brother J. I'm gonna say this, and this doesn't represent the station. This doesn't represent.
We give that disclaimer all the time.
It doesn't represent AOC community media. This is just our views, or my view. I see this. The mayor president ran in the community. Equal for all. Equal for all. Will you stand up and denounce these cuts? Will you stand up and say, you don't denounce these cuts?
All right, keep it brief.
It's called control.
Right.
The way you control is you do things that for example, satisfy the teachers. Then you do another small thing that takes care of the children. So you do the teachers, you do the children, and everybody's saying kumbaya. But you know what? You still didn't release no power, and without you releasing no power, you still in control. You call the shots, and everybody goes and have a good time because you know you feel bad, the cycle, and everything else, and nothing wrong with going and enjoying yourself. But you got to understand the game. Welcome.
Okay,
cool. All right. Learn how to understand this game, then we'll be taken, guys. That's nothing but control.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Great observation.
Thank you for calling in, Coach. But back to what I was saying. And I want to commend. I want to commend the Black Caucus for standing up. Too little, too late. But will our local elected officials stand up and say, I'm not supporting? Will the mayor president of Lafayette Parish stand up and say, this doesn't help one side of my parish? Will she stand up and denounce it?
Do you support the greater MAGA movement and the laws and stuff like that? Arresting black congressmen, female congressmen, arresting a black mayor. They haven't arrested the white Democrats yet.
Not yet. No white Democrats yet.
Shutting down media. Shutting down NPR, shutting down NPR and PBS. Using the FCC. All of these things are illegal. Technically, somebody should be jailed after his term is up. When instead of his people, his mean girl attorney general arresting other people, they should be arresting them because they are doing these things illegally. When you have abuse of power, when you use your position to abuse somebody and jail somebody, you should be the one being arrested.
And Brother J,
go ahead, brother.
Before we get that caller, hold on a minute, caller. I want to go back to something. I want to go back to something the state rep said about this last election when the current governor was running. I say, and the Democratic Party didn't do enough to push to push the Democratic candidate. They didn't do enough. Because you ask somebody, man, who you vote for someone? Who is Sean Wilson? Who is it?
They didn't do it. The Democrats
didn't do they didn't do enough to push
Go
him.
ahead, Brother Wallace.
Key.
Go ahead, Brother
Come on, caller.
Yes.
Good morning, Brother Jay. Good morning, Brother.
Yes.
Good morning to the listeners. Hey, we got some bad sounding equipment right now. I know AOC was off the air for a while.
Yeah.
And try to get the sound together, especially from the phone.
Yeah.
It got a lot of echo in it.
Yes.
Hey, look, you guys are talking very good topics this morning, but the thing of it is, we don't have enough strong leadership
like we should be having to fight the injustice that's coming down the pipe from the national to the state,
right,
to the local. You know, it seems like everybody is quiet, and then when we do talk, we go along to get along.
Or it's too late.
Brother Wallace.
That's our biggest problem right now. You know, we need to come together. You know, Mayor Blanco talking about adopting Johnson Street and this other street here. Yeah. You know, and they had a post going out where the Joes and the Broussards need to step up and speak up. You know, they spoke out, but they didn't speak up. You know, Boudreaux spoke about Mall Street. Mall Street is not the only street. I just spent $100 and some odd dollars to get my money straight on my vehicle from these bad streets that we're having.
Right.
You know, the things that they're talking about is numb. They seem like everybody want to get numb on what we really need to be standing up for.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I don't understand it, Brother Jay, Brother Keith. You know, everything that y'all saying this morning, y'all exactly right. And I just hope that maybe we could come together and have a bigger roundtable discussion and discuss this, where the weak links are.
Yes,
you know, and seem like our weakest link is in our administration that they ask us to vote for and vote for them.
Yes.
And then once they get in there, everybody get weak. I don't understand.
Brother J.
I thank you guys for giving me this opportunity, you know, and we're gonna talk later.
Okay.
All right.
Brother Wallace, I'm gonna say this, and I take some of your points very well. I say this. I think, far as Lafayette Parish, I think where it went wrong, the same type of government, same elected official, things was working fine before.
Right.
For the city of Lafayette, and I'm not going to say Lafayette Parish, but for the city of Lafayette, things was working fine before consolidation.
Yeah.
Consolidation came through and it got that control. Things start going downhill for a certain section of the city of Lafayette. But I'm gonna leave that conversation for another time, Brother G, because we got a lot of things.
Also, people let people know that AOC Community Media is back on the air. We had a lightning strike, and sorry, apologize, but we were live on Facebook and YouTube also. And again, go and check out the story in the Louisiana Illuminator. Concerning the Black Caucus standing up because they want to cut some DEI program. You heard it from State Representative Ed Lavidan that you need to be worried about the cuts in Medicaid, Medicare. A lot of home health companies here in Lafayette and all these other places. Your workers are and you need to get involved in the sense that you let your state representative know that you cannot lose the funding because if they lose their funding, a lot of people will be cut off from their healthcare care providers. Even the community action agency, Smile Community Action Agency, they can be affected. St. Mary Community Action Agency, they can be affected. People get involved. Pay attention. Stop listening to the normalized media that's not even telling you all the crazy stuff you might say today or tomorrow, and you think that's the real thing and not even important in the news because he's blackmailing all of them. He blackmailing lawyers. He bringing everybody to court for a lot of bull.
And Brother J, the cuts that's coming from Washington, if those packages planned, if that package passed, if that bill passed the way it's planned, and not just and not just the way it is now. It's bad the way it is now, but then you got the deeper maggots that want to go deeper, in cuts to certain programs. We talking about losing access to some hospital programs. We talking about Medicare. It's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different things. Medical care, access to some programs in hospitals, rehabilitation, physical therapy, and we gonna get ready to wrap it up. But I say pay attention. Read the Louisiana Illuminator. Follow the news. Look at what's going on. Don't let them distract you. And call your national and local officials. Call them to stand up and stand up and step out.
Okay, we want to thank y'all so much for chiming into the open line. Check us out next Wednesday along with Sister Khadijah. Thank you, Brother Keith. Thank you.